Here's something I haven't talked about in a while, Katharina the Supervillain. So it's the original series that I created. It's on my YouTube, you'll find it there. You'll see it on my main page as well. I got started with this in 2015. Someone asked me about the creator's journey. Oh, the show's about an angsty teen pursuing a career as a supervillain. I got started with this late 2015, writing, rewriting, getting feedback, getting professional feedback, making it, pitching, getting rejected, all that stuff. That's been going on for the last few years. And we did hear back from Netflix. They rejected us. They essentially wanted something that was already made. That's the first reason. Something that was made, that they could repackage, they could distribute, that people would know to look for. The teaser trailer was made by 6 people. So we just don't have the resources to have something fully made yet. We still need the financing. So that's reason one. The other thing is, and we've been hearing this from other studios too, they want something that's either a straight up kid show or an adult show, and this is not either of those things. Katharina I was described as a young adult show, but we're told it's too mature to be a kid show, but it's not raunchy enough to be an adult show, and I think it's tonally perfect. I wanted to do more what Gravity Falls or Adventure Time did, and start here and then get bigger and bigger. So it's only a matter of time before someone says, yes, it is part of the creator's journey. I don't really want to tone it down. I don't really want to add unnecessary drugs, violence, sex. We haven't really been getting too much feedback outside of that. We have been told that it's a good idea, that the story's great, it's got so much potential. So it's all part of the creator's journey. And as for the emotional side of things, I really cannot talk about the origins of this show and the emotions behind it without getting into some really rough stuff from my life. I don't really like to share this, don't really want to go into too much detail because on the internet that's forever. But, oh yeah, content warning. I'll do what I can. Content warning, abusive relationships, suicide, PTSD, depression, all that stuff. But I had this horribly toxic relationship in college that I did not see coming. We went from inseparable to complete 180. This person cut me out of their life, got increasingly cruel in pushing me away. And when I tried to move on, I didn't reach out to this person as they requested, didn't contact them, didn't ask about them. And when we ended up getting into the same program, by coincidence, this person made false allegations against me that I was stalking them. And I was not given a chance to defend myself and prove my innocence. School did not believe me. Friends did not believe me. And I was punished. I was put under a no contact order. What that is, it's a milder form of a restraining order. It means we can be in the same room, but can't talk. And so I was in a massively depressive, suicidal spiral. You look at some of my oldest videos, you will see that, especially the Ember video. I was suicidal when I made that. I was threatened by the school and the police, had no support, and even so much as trying to make new friends in this program could have put me at risk for expulsion and arrest. So I'm still not over that. I would wake up in the middle of the night sobbing my eyes out uncontrollably at 2 a.m. I'd get sick a lot. I'm still not over that, even these few years later. I do not have a doctor, by the way. Been getting turned down left and right. That's actually been harder. I hope to make it clear right now that I am not at risk of harming myself, not at risk of harming anyone else. I don't want to cause anybody any harm. But I do suffer from so much unprocessed anger on a day-to-day basis. So that might explain this particular line a bit more.
Love is mind control. And best friends forever is a lie most of the time anyway.
And I am angry. I'm still dealing with this as best as I can. So this really was an outlet. And I do love this show. I've always loved animation. That was always fun. I like animation because you can do anything. I originally thought I was going to be a writer. But then when I got some professional feedback on the script, the first terrible draft, I decided, you know what? Yeah, there's no reason I can't make this. I'm going to be a showrunner. That's what I've been doing. That was 2016. And yeah, I've been going strong for several years. A couple of reasons for that. Now, it can be very, very hard to keep going with creativity because you never really know where it's going to go. You don't know if it's going to be professional. You don't know if it's going to be accepted. You don't know how people are going to react. You really don't. Been very, very lucky with Katharina. We've been getting very positive feedback so far, which is always great. And a couple things keep me going. I know the right answer is, oh, because I believe so much in this project, and I do. But the cold, hard truth is, what keeps me going is spite. Stone cold vengeance. I want revenge. I'm angry. And I know that lashing out at somebody is just going to make me look bad. I know that taking it out on someone will not solve anything. I'm usually the target for people's anger. I'm usually the punching bag for people's frustrations, especially when I was younger. So I do not like to do that. I was often punished for getting angry, even when it was extremely justified. This is how it comes out. Creation. I know that's not the right answer, but really anger is what keeps me going. That desire for justice, for vengeance, for creation. And really, I want to be believed. Because it's not really what the narrative is right now. I don't really fit the popular narrative of the times right now. So, pretty much why I don't really like to talk about it. And I do really love the show. It has brought me so much joy. I've learned so much, met amazing people. I know it sounds like a cliche, but that is true for so many people. I think there is a lot to do with this show. I still think that. I actually have put it on the back burner for the time being, just because I don't really have the funds to continue making stuff for it. Even though the story's set, I know where I want it to go, and the artwork is getting better all the time. But part of the reason I haven't really been focusing on it so much, one, because I don't really have the funds to make those next steps to continue making stuff for it without really getting into spoiler territory. And the other thing is, it came from such a bad place. I worry about it becoming an angry show. I don't really want people to be angry when they watch my stuff. I want people to be entertained. So that tends to be why I'm focusing on Angelina Conda right now and getting that rebooted. One, because it's very easy for me to make videos on that. And it is easier. The best way to get your own show is to work on someone else's show. I'm also not the artist. The art for Katharina the Supervillain is done by KB Draws. I think I pronounced that right. You can find her work online. I found her through a classmate. And she's wonderful. I've met so many great people doing this show. So I think because I'm not an artist, I am the writer, and I do more the business end of things, it is that much harder for me to get jobs. I get rejected constantly from writing contests, fellowships, all that stuff. It is difficult. And it is such a it's like running into a wall applying for jobs, truly. So I find it's easier to continue to put myself out there while building up my own name. Yeah. And I feel like, at least for Katharina the Supervillain, because it did come from such a bad place that's really still affecting me even now, I think I need to get into a better place of healing before I can give the show the attention and story it really deserves. Whereas with Angel Anaconda, there are a lot of similarities between the two. But with Angel Anaconda, I have a bit more of a positive reason to do that. For one, I can defend it. That, and as I've said before, the anger element in Angel Anaconda is still so unique and still so groundbreaking, and is the thing about it that is so relevant and really needs to be showcased. Anger is a misunderstood emotion. Angel Anaconda is a very misunderstood show. And yes, very flawed show. Anger can be very destructive. But especially nowadays, with what we're going through and how so many people are so angry and don't want to talk about it, don't want to confront it, but it's going to come out. This is the perfect show to deal with that with, but in a fun way, not in a preachy way. But we need it. We need to understand it. We need to deal with it. And there's that realness to this show that really can have this positive spin when handled correctly. And that's why I feel the need to keep talking about this. Yeah, reboots are everywhere. Yeah, a lot of fans are sick of them. But from a business standpoint, a known property is a lot less of a risk, and studios want to make money. That's the business reasoning. So whereas an unknown show from an unknown creator is far more risky. And most people, most everybody who got their own original shows, they started working for someone else first. So that's just what I gotta keep doing. Just keep going. And you really never know. Your fortunes can change in a day. But I do love what I do. And with also creation, you can't really just do one thing. You gotta do a bunch of stuff. So I'm always creating, making new videos every day, and stumbling upon stuff that people like hearing about. Like Barney the Dinosaur, like Angel Anaconda, like some of the original stuff. I'm so glad that people are continuing to watch Katharina. It is taking time, but it's slowly but surely getting there. I mean, even if you look at a lot of these independent creators, a lot of them started years ago, made their mistakes, got some negative feedback, and everyone's on their own timeline. I guess, for me, I love what I do. I want to come back to Katharina and really make it awesome. So, it's probably going to take more time. In the meantime, keep watching, please. I would also be very, very happy to answer questions for you guys. If you guys watching this want to leave a comment, ask a question, I'd be happy to do that. That'll be tomorrow's video. If I get any questions, if I get enough questions. You want to ask me about the show, or the characters, or my terrible sleep schedule, any of that stuff. I think it'd be a lot of fun to talk about. I like talking about this show, and I love talking about the characters, and it's honestly so amazing that people want to hear about it, hear about what I do. Hey, I'm an attention whore too. I love talking about myself, don't we all at some time? So, I hope that gives you some of the perspective on the show, on what I'm doing, on my brand, I guess. That's the word all the hip, trendy people are using. Looking forward to hearing from you guys.